Dude, I'm so excited.
I'm very excited.
Legit, I can't believe we're finally starting this. So many times we've talked about doing this podcast and we never did it.
We never did it.
But I'm really happy we, jumped the gun. We're starting it right now. I truly believe like years on end, we're going to look back and be like, wow, this is our first podcast. Looking back into everything, seeing our journey. It's amazing, dude. How do you feel?
I feel like we should at some point say what our names are, but that's just
Sure, whatever. Yeah. So, my name is David Esparza.
my name is Jhon Esparza.
Yeah, and we just love, talking about movies, TV shows, superheroes. So many of our friends have told us, dude, you guys need to start a podcast, talk about these
People
things.
are asking for it.
Yeah, so not only that, we just love doing it, and we thought, why not? We'll whip out the cameras, the microphones, and we'll just start talking about it. I think we're not the most knowledgeable onto these things, but at least we're entertaining about them.
We also do it all the time. Like, whenever you come visit me or if I visit you, we're just like, hey, did you see this movie? Did you hear about this? And even like real talk, even when we're just doing it, people are kind of watching us sometimes. And I think that's cool. And I think they're entertained. So I think people will be entertained.
Yeah.
And if not, it'll entertain me. So.
Exactly. No, and now, like what I love, and it's a quote, I think, I forgot who said it. I think it was Gary Vee, whatever. But he was just like, document your journey type of thing, and this is something that, dude, you could show Liam Clark later on into the future. Look what me and Uncle David used to do, talking about movies.
Before he died,
Dude, my gosh, what the heck? Horrible story. Horrible parenting. That's a quote from Drake. Anyways, dude, so I thought for our first episode, it would be super cool if we talk about our origin story. If we talk about how we got into movies, superheroes, the whole jazz. First, I want to hear your story first.
I mean, mine's kind of lame because I feel like old. So I remember that it all really started with like Jurassic Park for me. Watched Jurassic Park, the first one, and then I remember just playing like Jurassic Park, and then I started to think like, how can I make those dinosaurs?
Interesting.
So that I can like then film it and I can just play pretend all the time. And I remember as I got older, I started wanting a camera. I started wanting to do stuff like that. I would write scripts with my friends. I don't know if you ever knew that. I would write scripts with my friends. I remember this one time in school, one of the awards was that they gave you a movie script, and they gave me the Scooby-Doo movie script.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the first one. And I remember
James Gunn one?
I don't think the first one's by James.
No, it's not. The second one.
But so the first original Scooby-Doo movie live action, and I remember I just tried to do it with my friend, and it was kind of like that.
Interesting.
And, that's kind of where it started for me, like movies and wanting.
You know what's funny, dude? You took it way back. I thought you were gonna take it to our Mexico days. But I do remember clearly. I know you know this too. Our first introduction to movies, at least for me, was El Zorro. We would watch those a lot, and we would play with the water bottles. And I don't know, maybe that was just me.
No, you're remembering it wrong. I was sorry.
What?
It was the Lord of the Rings.
Oh yes, that's right.
It was the Lord.
So sorry.
And we would make the swords out of the wood from our backyard.
That's right.
And my mom would record us. Actually,
I don't remember. Yes.
And I remember she got mad because in one of them, like, I killed you. Like, she's like, I don't like that. And I was like, come on,
dying on the ground.
Yeah.
No, but I clearly remember you telling me you were like, dude, I want to be a stunt actor one day.
Yeah.
That's something you really want. And I clearly remember that. I just remember that right now.
Yeah. I think I would like to like throw myself a lot onto the floor and couch and I was like, that was so cool. And I remember my mom was like, hey, you should just be an actor. And I was like, ah. And then Jackie Chan came along, and Jackie Chan was like the first guy that I knew that was like both. I was like, that's cool. I mean, he didn't really inspire me or anything.
Yeah. You can even see that in our short films where we throw each other around.
True. I didn't think about that.
And you like to not put yourself in danger, but you're very risky and you like to get
that's true. Shot. And I was actually remembering we were talking about doing a short film thing recently for church. It wasn't a short film, but it was like a clip, and I was like, why don't you throw me on the table, remember? And you're like, why do you want to get thrown on the table?
You always want to get thrown.
But I didn't remember that until right now.
Yeah.
That's funny, yeah.
That's really interesting, man. You took it way back. Oh my gosh. I don't even remember anything as to movies wise, I don't remember anything about watching a lot of movies here in the States before we left to Mexico.
Yeah, I obviously had the Jurassic Parks, the Back to the Futures, stuff like that, but I'm older.
Talk about like the Mexico, how we got introduced to it over there.
So then we went to Mexico.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of free time on my hands in Mexico, a lot of free time. So I was like, I just wanted to do films. We had it was like a digital camera, like the little square digital cameras.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah, and and we would just do movies. We did. I'm sure you remember. We did a Superman movie because I love Superman. So it was just there. I think I had more the friends. Like I had my
time,
my friend,
all the resources,
and you, and we were just like, hey, let's just do it. We had Movie Maker, and that was it. Like that's what we were doing. I remember we tried to do stuff like record the screen of the X-Men movies.
Yeah.
Of the jet plane, and then pretend we were in the jet plane, and like I remember it was just like doing stuff like that. Well, okay, yeah, because I remember the first time you got into editing, but that's like a little further down the line.
Yeah, that is further down the line, which is crazy to think.
Yeah.
But dude, like it's so sad that those videos are never gonna see the light of day because they're lost, and that's one of the reasons I saved like every video, every picture ever since we got here.
Because they were actually pretty good. Like the Superman one we did, like
people. You know what I remember? We were in the Colosio house, and it was one where there was stairs, and someone would fall, and you would catch on the bottom, and we did this transition, this cut, and I was like, dude, that's insane that we would do those back in the day without knowing knowledge.
Without knowing it. And if we would have put it up on YouTube or whatever, man, we'd be millionaires. And
it would be insane.
I probably wouldn't even be talking to you.
That's insane, dude. We probably wouldn't even be here right now.
Yeah.
But look at us, dude. Who would have thought?
Who would have thought? Not me.
Yeah. So that's interesting, dude. You took it way back. But I think Mexico was, at least for me, the time where I got introduced to like movies, superheroes, TV shows. I remember your favorite superhero became Superman immediately from Smallville.
Smallville was a huge deal for me because I had so much time on my hands that there was like 3 things that really just filled my life. And it was, the first thing was definitely like church, Jesus, all that cool stuff. But then it was, it's going to happen a lot. It's going to crack a lot. I don't, just get used to it. First one was Jesus. The second one was Harry Potter. Loved reading the Harry Potter books. I remember my books would like break, and I still would try and keep them together as much as I could. And then the third one was Smallville. It was like that was my big introduction to superheroes. I liked superheroes before, like the Fantastic Four, Johnny Storm, and whatever. But Smallville was like the big thing for me. And I just remember thinking it was so cool that it was a TV show where he could use his powers.
Yeah,
and like you could actually see it, and it was like. It wasn't super janky. It was like pretty cool, especially for the time. And I remember like every episode would be like a little special moment where they would use their powers. And Smallville was a big deal to me. We've seen the actors Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum in Comic Cons and stuff. And actually, this obviously, but the fans don't know that I named my firstborn Clark out of Smallville.
So amazing. So really cool, yeah. But what you were telling about the little details of like the powers, one detail you always talk about is he's a farmer. Obviously, Clark Kent grew up in a farm, and there's just this small little detail where like Clark would carry the sandbags just like nothing, and then Jonathan Kent would like struggle to carry those, and it's just those little like details that I remember would be just so amazing to us.
Yeah, it really was the details like. He would never sweat and stuff like that. I just thought it was like those things were super cool and I loved them.
Yeah, but I think we gotta think a lot. We have to give thanks to Smallville for our love to superheroes and even TV shows.
For me, 100%. Yeah, that was the start of it for me. That was like, dang, superheroes are cool. I loved everything about Superman. I loved, okay, I don't really want to get into a whole Smallville thing, but what I loved about Smallville is I didn't know anything about Superman. I literally didn't know he was an alien. Until they said it on the TV show. And I was like, oh my God, this guy's a freaking alien. And then he's like, because if you watch Smallville, like every season he gets like a new power. So
that's right.
He visioned, and I'm like, oh my God. And it would look so cool. It wasn't like a little red line, which we would try and do in Movie Maker.
That's right.
But yeah. So I love that I could figure out or find out about Clark Kent as he was finding out. It was
about himself through the TV show.
It was very cool.
Yeah, dude. A lot of thanks to, Tom Welling. Mom.
Yeah, then my wife ended up buying me the whole series for Christmas. She was my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah. I've never even finished the series.
Really?
But that's something we can talk about later because I do not like finishing TV shows.
He doesn't. You still haven't finished Avatar.
You know what's funny? I started rewatching it just to finish it, and I'm in the last episode. I can't.
Yeah. Have you finished The Office?
No, but that's another reason. Like I boycotted it after Michael Scott left, after Steve Carell left.
Yeah.
It's funny, dude. Young Justice season 2. I'm in the last episode. I still can't finish watching it. That's another topic for another episode. I'll probably cry while I talk about that. But yeah, so that was our first introduction to superheroes, and you know, Superman became your favorite superhero. I remember for me, I was like, man, I can't have my favorite superhero be Superman like you know. I mean, of course that's totally fine, but I remember at the time, you know, we were young and you were telling me like, dude, you need to like create your own, you know, favorite superheroes, a favorite songs type of thing. You know, you need to create your own, I guess, identity or whatever.
Yeah, I was a mean brother.
No, it's fine. And then I remember clearly, dude, this one episode, Bart Allen shows up. And I'm like, this guy is so cool. I like this guy. He has super speed. I remember I was like, dude, that's awesome. I think the Flash is gonna become my favorite superhero. Started doing not my research on him, but started
because he wasn't huge at the time of Smallville. He wasn't like, I think there was a live action TV show like back in the day.
Yeah,
but there wasn't like the Flash TV show that we know now was not existing. There was no Flash in movies.
You know what I was thinking about just right now though? Did Michael Rosenbaum voice the Flash before Smallville or during Smallville?
I think it was during. Or...
I don't know that time frame.
I don't know. That's interesting. I know he was doing both.
We need someone to do research. Yeah, we need someone to come here and do research while we
what's the Joe Rogan's guy's name? Jamie, pull it up.
Is that his name?
That's his name, Jamie.
Because I could kind of do it, but it would be very hard, and then we would just get distracted. Animated TV show.
And Smallville. Damn, I was almost crying. Smallville was like 2000, 2001.
Was it? Okay, so this is 2001. Justice League, the first original Justice
League. He was doing
League.
both at the same time.
At the same time?
Yeah, because I know. Well, actually, they were filming Smallville in 2001. It must have come out like late 2001.
So Smallville came out in 2001. So he probably did it at the same time, which is insane because I didn't watch Justice League till years on later after.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was him. Well, actually, I think we would watch it in Spanish.
Yeah, that's another great point, and that's something I do want to talk about right now. So I think was Smallville in English when we watched it?
No, not originally. But then we actually were able to afford cable.
Yeah.
Then it was subtitled there. So
yeah, so that's something we can talk about as well. So obviously we were raised in Mexico. A lot of the shows were in Spanish. I remember, well, I guess when we afforded cable, we could watch Smallville in English, but there was certain like shows we were only able to watch in Spanish. Some shows in English.
Yeah.
That's another conversation for another day. But before we didn't have cable, I don't know how we got like DVDs of X-Men, the first season of X-Men.
Yeah, our friend Lex had them.
Okay, see, like, and that was our introduction to the X-Men. And I remember us clearly the day before they installed our cable, we would just rerun and watch X-Men.
Yeah, it was crazy. I don't know if everyone grew up this way. Maybe it was just us in that sense of like we had like very little music that we would just play over and over again. We had very little videos, like we had very little movies. Media, that we would just play over and over again.
Yeah.
But okay, what's your introduction to films and stuff?
Yeah, so that was obviously Smallville was the biggest introduction to TV shows. Dragon Ball Z, we would watch that a ton. Avatar, fun fact, I missed all of my 4th grade just to stay home and watch Avatar. It was in Mexico, who cares? But I missed all of my 4th grade just to watch Avatar.
I literally, bro, you went like
twice out of the year.
No, bro, like legit, like if you went 10 times to school that whole year, that was a lot.
Yeah,
like
once a month at most.
At most, bro.
And it was insane, dude. I don't know how I passed 4th grade.
Crazy.
I don't know how I passed 4th grade, but that was my first like introduction to it all.
What was your first introduction to like, oh, this, like I could film something, like film, you know what I'm saying? Like
more into my like film creation type of thing.
Where in your head you were like, this isn't just entertainment, it's something I would like to be a part of in some way.
That's a good question. You know what? I think it's gonna have to align with your story a little bit, especially because we were raised together.
Yeah.
But it was like the Smallville effects, and then I remember that even in Mexico we discovered After Effects. Well, we didn't even use it, but we discovered it, and we were like, oh, if we had the money for it, we could use something like this to create it. And I mean, we created videos off of that. But it wasn't, honestly, like we didn't like after that. I still didn't even pursue filmmaking until I showed up to the States. we we moved into a house, and then that's when we were like, dude, we should create like videos over here.
Yeah, we started doing YouTube. We had a really good YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Why don't we call
this podcast Running Gags?
Oh, you weren't supposed to say the name of Running Gags.
I can bleep it out.
No, it's fine. We had a YouTube channel called Running Gags. I love that name.
Well, we could change the name as we go. We'll give out ideas to name. That's fine.
How will they find it?
I don't know, but yeah. So I think what you're trying to ask me is like, what movie made you want to be like a filmmaker
or where did
or like
it start
an editor?
For you? Yeah.
That's like a good question, because
again, I remember, not trying to cut you off, but I remember the first time you like started at. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do 100%.
Okay.
So I'll tell that story real quick. My dad bought us a little hand recorder camera.
Yeah.
And we were like, dude, we should do videos and try to do VFX. And I remember we recorded a video, and then we would try to put it on After Effects. And I remember you were trying to figure it out.
I was trying to figure it out
for a long time.
Not even a long time, like less than an hour.
Yeah. And you couldn't do it.
I got frustrated as fudge, bro.
And then I remember I was like, dude, let me give it a try. And I couldn't figure it out either. I'm going to explain exactly what we couldn't figure out, because this is like, well, I'm not going to explain it. I could go into detail, but
I wonder, we've never talked about this, which is very interesting.
Okay.
I wonder if our stories will align. Go.
It's super simple, dude. If you would have done just one thing differently, you could have probably been the video editor. But so we were trying to do a Superman takeoff. I have those videos. I could show those videos right now. The Superman takeoffs from back in the day, old camera footage, never before seen. I'm going to show those videos. And what you did, we were watching a great YouTube channel called Film Riot. We base a lot of our knowledge off of Film Riot. Ryan Connolly, Josh Connolly, all of you guys. Thank you guys so much for making those videos.
Yeah, you're probably watching this, so.
Oh my God. They watched our short film, by the way, and then we'll talk about that later.
Didn't he comment on?
Yeah, he did. He replied to our tweet. On
our short film that we did.
The Pop-Tart, yeah.
Pop-Tart. Bro, you can't be saying the name. People are going to find these short films.
That's fine, dude. Who cares? Anyways, let me go back. So we were at the point where we were masking out our character in order for it to fly out. And what you were doing wrong was you were moving the mask. Instead of moving the mask, you had to move the layer in order to move. So like the mask, for example, is like scissors, right? You cut the circle. And instead of moving the circle, you're moving the area you cut the circle from. Because After Effects is a layering, compositing software, so it's all about layers.
For sure. I'm believing you, because I still don't know. I remember specifically, though, like when I handed you the laptop, because we were like around the laptop, and I was like, bro, I can't. And you were like, let me give it a shot.
It was 4 a.m. I remember, dude, it was like 4 or 5 a.m.
Probably, yeah. We didn't sleep much that day. But I remember I had you the laptop, and honestly, bro, like it felt like
you passed the torch to me, or like God gave me like
I was like hearing it, and I remember just watching. I was like, he's determined. I'm not.
To editing.
So I don't know, whatever. But I remember like you were looking at it, and then I remember like I think I left, and then I came back, and you were like watching a YouTube video eating like a concha or something.
100%. That's me.
So that's my first memory of thinking like, oh, this is like. Yeah.
That was my first introduction to editing. You know, that was honestly it. That was how I discovered it. Of course, we had Windows Movie Maker back in the day. But VFX editing, that was my first introduction. And then I remember the next day we did gunshot effects, teleportation, like the Nightcrawler effect. Yeah. We did so many of those, and it just expanded from there, dude. That was
super cool for me, because I was like, dude, he's actually like doing it, bro.
Yeah, it was a huge passion of mine. Dude, oh my God, I can't believe I talk about it. But way before that, my first ever video I showed you guys like last week, it was the stop motion animation.
I remember for school?
No, just for myself.
That's funny.
My first ever video I ever edited, that was it, by myself.
That's funny.
Stop motion animation. And then of course we moved to another house, and that's when I discovered VFX. But wow, we went into really deep into like our origin story, which is great. You know, I talked about how the Flash became my favorite superhero after that.
Yeah. Still, I mean, sorry, if you don't have one, that's fine. But what's the movie then? What's the movie
No, well, I've been trying to think about it. Like a movie that made me want to be a filmmaker a lot. It's not Jurassic Park. I do like Lord of the Rings a lot, but dude, I'm gonna have to say. Dude, I've been trying to think about it like this whole time. It's not even in my top 5 like favorite movies, you know. Man, I can't really I think it's a culmination of so many of them. That movie experience, you know. And if I'm being honest with you, I think it has to do more with TV shows rather than movies. Again, I'm gonna have to like reiterate the Smallville's, the Lost, the
usually
the Netflix series, like just
Daredevil was out of
animations. I think it's just gonna have to be all of those. What's another one? But I can't really think of one, which kind of sucks. But anyways, yeah, dude. That was our origin story onto how we got into superheroes. Superman, your favorite superhero of all time. Let's talk about movies nowadays.
Okay.
Let's talk about, so right now, if you guys don't know, we're a Christian. You know, we go to church. We've been going to church ever since we left to Mexico. Huge journey. Tonight I'm gonna go watch Talk to Me. Okay. And
we talked about this a little bit before. Like, you're like high-key scared, no? Like, for real.
Yeah. So I've never been scared before. I've watched so many scary movies. I don't know if it's my faith that has grown or anything. That has grown or anything. I don't know what it is, but I'm honestly kind of scared to watch this movie, and it's mostly because spiritual movies are the ones that like kind of trip me out. Obviously, I'm a movie reviewer. I do like TikToks on the side about that. So I want to watch this movie that's gonna come out. But as a Christian, what's your perspective on watching like scary movies, dude?
So I'm no like spiritual authority by any means.
100%.
So this is just my perspective on things.
Yeah.
I think watching a scary movie depends on your level of spirituality and maturity. Like if you can like watch something without doing it, like without it affecting you, that's cool, right? Because everyone's different. Everyone's spiritual life is different. But for sure, like the old school church saying is like, oh, watching scary movies opens doors. And excuse me, I definitely think it can.
Yeah.
Just because, like, here's the thing. You watch a scary movie, you go to bed, and every house makes noise. There's always noise around you. You just don't notice it. But when you just watch a scary movie, you're aware of every noise.
Your awareness is up.
You're in your bed. You hear a noise. You're like, what was that? Wait. Oh, dang, my voice cracked again. Second one of the day. You're like, wait.
Dude, whoever gets how many times John's voice cracks will give a shout out. Dude.
It sounded like, scoop.
Yeah.
So you hear a noise and you're like, wait, what was that? It was nothing, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's the moment the door opens because you're like, or was it something?
Or was it something else? And it gives
that's where it's like your mind opens up to things that you shouldn't have your mind on. You should have your mind on like
positive things, yeah.
Whatever. But yeah, that's my perspective. Like if you can like there's movies that I can handle, scary movies.
For sure.
There's scary movies that I like.
We'll talk about your favorite scary movie right now. No, I know which one it is.
Which one is it?
You don't know?
I can't bring it to my
Just finish your thought and then we'll talk about it.
Well, the point is now you messed up all my. No, it's good. The point is, yeah, I think if you're spiritually mature, you can handle different types of movies. But there's movies that I would just completely evade. The Exorcist is one of them. There's like movies that are just because I think there's two types of scary movies. There's movies that are trying to be like satanic and like, oh, look at us, we're cool. And there's movies that are actually satanic
and making fun of God type of thing.
Yeah,
right.
100%.
Like putting them back.
Because, like, for example, there's a movie called The Fourth Kind.
Yes, I wanted to talk about that one. I didn't think it was your favorite, but
it's not my favorite one. But The Fourth Kind is a movie that is a very scary movie. I think it's a very scary.
We watched it together, right?
We watched it together.
Yeah.
It's a very scary movie, but that movie is, I believe, is like kind of really real about things, and this is because they don't even know they're talking about demons until like they think it's aliens the whole time, but it's actually demons.
Yes.
Right. So it's like it's one of those movies that's like based on true events, whatever.
100%.
And it's like, yeah, I believe this stuff happened in the spiritual world, but maybe not in like not aliens in that way. Even though
it's one of my favorite artistically done movies, just because of like the side by side how they did the side by side comparison.
Oh yeah,
the real footage and the that remake footage. I think that is so smart. It's super cool.
Yeah.
No, dude, your favorite scary movie, I think, or like one of the most enjoyable to watch. Yeah, talk about it.
Sixth Sense. No.
Signs?
Signs.
Not only Signs, but there was another one too.
Are you thinking of Paranormal Activity?
No.
Signs is my favorite scary movie of all time.
Yeah, that's a great one. The most enjoyable one you watched recently, at least that I took you to the theaters. I was like, don't watch the trailer.
Barbarian.
Yes.
I loved Barbarian. Loved Barbarian. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about this too, they're gonna fight for top place. But Signs for me is just it's scary on the level of like
underrated.
I watched it like last year, I think, and I was like, dang, this movie's just
Underrated, so good. Tension's really great.
Oh yeah, the tension is amazing. Like I love Signs, and then Barbarian is just so good, so scary, so funny, so everything. Like that's for me, that's one of the top best movies out there.
I think it's such a like enjoyable, scary movie where it's just like, I don't know what I'm getting myself into. I'm not too scared, but I'm excited to see where this is going, you know?
It's so good. I recommend it. If you haven't seen it, don't YouTube a trailer, don't nothing. Just go watch it. Yeah. It's really good. I think it's on the streamings now.
It is somewhere. Actually, that's a good point. I don't even think it's streaming anywhere, but
I think it is.
Maybe.
I saw
great theater experience, man. I'm so happy you went, and I didn't tell you a single thing.
Yeah.
And it took I think it took a huge 90-degree turn from like what you guys were expecting at some point.
A very good movie though. I really enjoyed it. Heavily enjoyed it.
So that's really cool. So I'm gonna go watch Talk to Me. You know, I've prepared myself in a way where I actually watched Hereditary. It's one of A24's like scariest films, or one of like the films that they say is like really scary. They said Hereditary was really scary. Even while watching it, dude, like there was moments where I was like, dude, I think I need to pause this type of thing, you know, like it got pretty serious.
I've never seen those movies or any. I don't think anything from that. What is it? Production company?
A24.
Yeah.
So yeah, they made movies. Hereditary, Midsummer wasn't scary. Beau is Afraid was a waste of my time, which I've talked to you about and ranted about you. I mean, okay, it's not a waste of my time. The way I said it is like, it's a beautiful journey with no destination, as in like you're just driving, you're seeing beautiful stuff. It's just no destination, no purpose. So, or you can make a purpose out of it, but it's just like, I'd rather make my purpose with something else for 3 hours.
I have yet to see that movie, as you
I don't think you should even watch
What do you think about the ending, monster?
I told him, oh my God. I think you guys should only just watch that part. But even that part alone, like, even if you watch the whole movie, that ending part, I guess it does make sense, because his dad is supposed to be a jerk, which that's a nicer way of saying it. So
wiener.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So, anyways, it's a rated R movie. You know, 18 plus for sure. Don't watch it if you're anything younger than that. So yeah, I did not like that movie, but A24 has been making some great movies so far. I'm super excited to watch this one. And for anyone, you know, watching scary movies and that's Christian or whatever, what I do, or what I discovered after watching Hereditary, is I watch it from like a filmmaking standpoint. I watch it from like wow, that's an interesting shot, interesting music. We talked about that, how like even music, it's so interesting, dude. Music is so powerful to the point where like music even gets you anxious.
Yeah.
You know, music makes that tension rise.
100%.
And this Hereditary, where I just watched, like, there were some scenes where I was just, you know, kind of terrified, but I stepped back and I was like, okay, that's an interesting, you know, way of filmmaking. That's an interesting way of doing that. I guess there's some movies where it's just like based on a true story. Those, I have nothing to tell you on that.
I also think horror movies have taken a big decline. I think.
Really?
I think so.
I think maybe with Talk to Me, it brought it up a little bit.
I've heard a lot about Talk to Me. I haven't seen it yet, obviously, but since it's a movie I kind of don't care about, I kind of like read some reviews, listened to some spoilers and stuff, and by the sounds of it, it's gonna be like a really cool thing.
Yeah.
It's gonna, like, they're probably gonna make a series out of it, whatever.
Maybe.
But I just feel like they've been on a decline. Like, I don't know.
What would you say is the high point then of scary movies? Would it be like I don't know.
Honestly, I think the last high point. Okay. So there was like Paranormal Activity.
That phase where everyone started doing found footage.
Yeah, which was cool. I mean, you had Blair Witch before it, but I think Paranormal Activity. And then I think it went the Conjuring series.
I love it, yeah.
Or the Conjuring movie.
Yeah.
And then which was the one where that dude's in the back of the pictures the whole time?
Oh yeah, that's a great movie.
It's like a weird name. It's just a name.
Oh my gosh. Oh dude, I can't believe I'm blanking on this. Sinister. Yeah,
Sinister was cool. But I think like, because then you got The Nun, and then you got like La Llorona and stuff like that. And I feel like those movies were a big... Annabelle,
I agree.
Megan, like these movies, I don't think they're like great movies.
Yeah.
You know, I think like...
Or at least not super scary movies.
Yeah, exactly. Because then there's also the whole difference of like, is a movie scary or does it have jump scares? Which I'm a big jump scare guy. Like, I'll jump to anything, right? But like, I would rather be scared. That's why I go back to like
Signs.
Like that movie, I think there's maybe one jump scare, but like I'm just scared the whole time for what could happen. And that's where I like a scare movie in that sense. Again, Barbarian also, like there's jump scares, but they're earned. Right? You got to earn a jump scare. So that's just what I feel about scary movies too.
You made a really good point of the difference between like jump scares and scary, because I think, for example, Midsummer, not scary, but super uncomforting to watch, and I think that's what A24 does a lot as well. Like for example, The Witch, I watched that one as well with Anya Taylor-Joy.
With Peach?
Yeah, Peach, the chess girl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Anya Taylor-Joy. So I watched The Witch. Yeah, The Witch isn't
weird.
It's just weird, and it's uncomforting to the point where it's just like, what's going on, and I think uncomfortness is scary because one of the roots of being the Joker says this quote. I think it is the Joker, where we fear the unknown or something like that. Is that the Joker?
I don't know if it's a Joker.
I don't know if it's a Joker either, but yeah. So I think that's kind of like.
Let me throw a question on you. What'd you think about Parasite?
I thought
about Parasite.
It wasn't scary at all.
It's not a scary movie, but people say it's a scary movie, right?
It's just that one scene with the dude popping up from the staircase. Yeah, that was terrifying and well done.
Yeah, but people consider it a scary movie, right?
And it's not.
But people consider it, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like scary movies haven't really been hitting it.
Got you. I think A24 has been hitting it. At least I'll defend them. But again, I don't think you've seen many of the A24 ones.
I don't think I've seen a single one. But I'm talking about like really mainstream. Like, because maybe I'm thinking old school. I'm thinking like Halloween. I'm thinking like movies like that, Scream, with like horror, Scream, stuff like that. But yeah,
dude, actually, this is a really good question. Who's your favorite horror villain icon? Like because there's like the Freddy's, there's the Jigsaw, whatever.
Okay. I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. No, you know what? Okay, I'm just gonna say it. Okay, I'll get a lot of hate for this. I'm not a Halloween person, right?
100%. Yeah.
Just because it's just me. If you celebrate it, that's your life. That's cool. But that's just a personal thing. But one of the few times that I did celebrate it, I was like really young.
I remember.
I was like,
yeah.
Question mark. And I dressed up as I don't even know his name.
Oh my God,
Screamo? What?
No, Screamo.
Ghostface. There you go.
Screamo the homie.
I dressed up as him, so I thought it was cool. I mean, I think I had like yours mask that had like the blood. He would pump it.
Yeah, and you had the voice box too.
I think so. Yeah.
You had the voice box.
I think he's cool. I think he's my favorite.
Yeah.
One. I mean,
this is probably a scary episode now, dude. This is not Halloween.
That's all about horror, But I did like. I mean. Scary Freddy Krueger is very scary as well. I think the whole concept of Freddy Krueger,
it's my favorite one.
Lit and amazing and scary.
Yeah.
And I have like really messed up fingers, and they used to call me Freddy Krueger as well.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I got bullied.
That's crazy. They used to call me Edward Scissorhands, but not for my fingers, for my hair. Anyways.
No, I think Screamo the homie or Freddy Krueger, I think. But
that's good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the Sinister's the guy. He's actually a newer horror villain icon. I forgot his name though. His name is like Ghoul or something like that. The Ghoul or something.
I don't know what that for. But I was thinking about the new Freddy Krueger because did you know that they recast him and they used Rorschach, the guy from Watchmen?
Rorschach.
I'm pretty sure he was the new Freddy Krueger.
The actor?
The actor.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Pretty sure. And I liked how he did it because I mean, the last one that came out was like forever ago.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger.
That's my favorite one. My most scariest one too.
Now that we're talking about scary movies, what you think about not even recent at all? Maybe this is irrelevant, but like Cabin in the Woods. Do you remember with Chris Hemsworth?
Oh my gosh. That movie, I never watched it, dude.
Really?
Never watched it.
I thought you had to watch it. I went to the theaters to watch it. And I think what caught me off guard is that it was a completely different movie than what I thought it was going to be.
That's what everyone said, and everyone was a hit or miss on that movie.
Yeah, I think you either really like it or you don't. Yeah. I think I hated it when I watched it. I was like, this is super stupid. But now looking back on it, if I went in it with a different mentality, if I kind of knew what it was about, I would have really enjoyed it.
And that's something really hard to be like a reviewer going into movies with like no expectation type of thing.
Yeah.
Because it happens a lot where you like don't like a movie expecting something else. But that's interesting.
Now, speaking of scary movies, Marvel did a scary movie, right?
Which one?
Doctor Strange with Sam Raimi.
Oh, yeah.
Because Sam Raimi is like a horror movie guy.
He is.
What'd you think about that?
Okay, movie in general, I wasn't a big fan of. As a matter of fact, it's probably in my top 5 least favorite MCU movies. I like the aspects that they did with it. I think the execution wasn't done well.
Yeah, I think they shouldn't have called it Multiverse of Madness.
That's a big one as well. Yeah,
I think because I think it's cool. I think it's fine. It should have just been promoted. I think as like, oh, this is a scary take.
Yeah,
or it's more of a horror vibes.
Mm-hmm.
And then people wouldn't have expected Tom Cruise to show up as Iron Man.
I wanted that so bad.
Yeah.
Anyways, they also did another. I think it was a TV show. But it's a werewolf one. Have you heard of that one? It's black and white one.
I've heard it's super good.
Never seen it.
I've heard it's super good.
I heard it's really good. It's probably like MCU's best project.
Show?
Yeah, project as well.
As a TV show, yeah.
But never seen it. I think it's only like a 1 episode, 1 hour thing.
I just heard something about it. I think it's like 3 episodes.
I don't know.
I heard it's really good.
Yeah, and that's one of the ones that is actually on my bucket list. I can't believe I didn't watch it. It was during last year. I think it was Halloween or Christmas time that it came out.
Maybe.
Didn't watch it, and that's actually the one TV show I'm missing off the MCU list.
Have you seen all of the MCU?
Yes.
Shows? I really have?
I've watched all of them to review them and to rank them.
No way you have.
Yes. I watched, what's it called? Kamala Harris. No, Kamala Harris? Yeah.
No, I think
Kamala.
That's a politician.
Oh my God, that is. Kamala. Her first name is Kamala.
Yeah,
Captain Marvel.
I don't.
Yeah, I watched Captain Marvel. I watched She-Hulk, Winter Soldier.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Loki 2 is coming up.
Yeah, Loki 2 is coming
up. And kind of a really big change of gear, but like, what do you think they're gonna do with the
Jonathan Majors situation? Not a lot of people are talking about that right now, and it's funny because his TV show is about to come out where he's gonna star in it.
He comes out in it for sure.
100%. Yeah,
I know that
100%.
Because I only saw the trailer where the guy from Indiana Jones comes out.
Yeah, quite. I'm not gonna mispronounce his name because I don't want to be.
I think we're gonna say Qui-Gon Jinn, which is
similar to that, dude.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It is similar to that. No, but yeah, of course he was teased on it at the end of
Loki season 1. That's one of the ones I did watch.
Yes. No, I don't even think it was Loki season 1.
Yes.
It was teased in a movie, bro.
No, he was in the last episode of Loki.
Yes, he was. But season 2 of Loki was teased in the other movie project, and we could see Jonathan Majors in
like in Ant-Man?
In Ant-Man, yes.
Okay, I assume Ant-Man.
Yes, it was.
I have yet to see Ant-Man.
Yeah, so you're wasting your time.
Actually, I want to watch it because I like Ant-Man.
It wasn't a horrible movie, but you're not missing out. Anyways, you know what's interesting? I think some people might boycott it.
It's a tough situation, man, because here's what I heard. And again, like, we obviously do not know everything or even anything that's going on. But it's crazy because the moment he got accused, like a bunch of brands dropped them.
Yeah, everyone dropped them.
Really? I didn't know if everyone.
Well, not Marvel, but most people dropped them. Dude, yeah, even like the Navy SEALs trailer, they cut him out of that.
Really?
Yeah, like they used to play it before AMC movies. They did another one. They cut him out.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So, what do you think they're gonna do? Because they're obviously, we know, and I think people are talking about this, like Marvel King's Dynasty, right? Or Avengers King's Dynasty.
Yeah.
Like the next.
He was the face of the villain face of Marvel,
which I think was smart to get. Because you had like Avengers 1 was all about like the heroes, and then like not Avengers 1, like Avengers the first phases was all about the heroes. So the next phases makes sense to be like, hey, let's talk about the villain. What do you think? What do you think they're gonna do?
Personally, I think that Loki season 2 is gonna be a trial season. It's gonna be like a trial to him, see how they react, see what they think of him, see if they welcome him back. Dude, he has not made a single comment at all, a single tweet, a single photo, nothing. He is in a tough position. But personally, of course, I know that the Mouse and all them are waiting for like the court and all that stuff to rule things out. But I think this is gonna be a trial season to see what happens. I think he's a great actor.
Yeah.
From Creed 3, even Ant-Man, I think he was the shine and the best part of Ant-Man in the Wasp: Quantumania. But dude, like that is such a tough position to be in.
Yeah.
You know?
I think they're gonna recast him, man. I think you got the multiverse. It's like the easiest thing to do, bro. It's like literally
the easiest fix.
easiest. It literally is. It sucks, but it literally is. And I think they're just not even gonna risk it. You know, knowing how Loki, knowing how Disney is, I think they're gonna look for the first chance. And I think season 1 or season 2 of Loki, he's done. I think so. You know what?
They could end with changing him in that show.
That would even make it worth. Not that Loki was a good show,
great show, top 2.
Yeah, but there's not a lot of people watching shows right now of Marvel shows. So like, if you say like, "Oh, dude, something's gonna happen with him," maybe people would watch. It would add to it. I think here's my wild shot at this. I think they should put the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy 3, the villain, and make him be king.
That's interesting.
And I think you can definitely make it happen and just be like, he was king the whole time.
Why is that done?
Bro, okay, not even because of that. Not even because of like the race or anything. Like, he even wears like purple. Like
interesting.
Because I even told you when we were watching, I was like, bro, they're gonna make him be king.
They can replace him.
And you were like, bro, no, that's like the whatever his name.
I mean, it'd be a good decision or whatever. I think that's super less likely.
I don't know if it's likely. That's what I would do if they're gonna change it. If they're gonna change it. I'm a person, I don't believe in cancel culture. I believe you gotta give people second shots. I believe you gotta give people the benefit
100%.
of helping them out, even if they've fallen. But if they're gonna change it, I think that's a smart move to do. Just because he was super liked. He's one of the better villains of the MCU.
Yeah.
Well written. He looks like, and I don't mean like physically, like his outfit looks like, it would not be hard to be like, he was king.
Or like a roadie thing, like a changes actors mid thing. No, like a roadie thing, right?
It be like next movie, whatever. Hey, Rocket's like, hey, I'm Rocket, and remember that guy we fought? Turns out he was king.
I love this. This is amazing, man.
Watch. If it ends up happening, bro, I really think,
oh my God,
I think that would be the smartest one to do, because you're not gonna cast someone else. You're not gonna, whatever. Or honestly, other move, which is super whack, is literally mask the guy and have anyone play him, like just the voice actor.
That's really interesting. Like having like that blue shield on top of him the whole time. Yeah. Like I was gonna say a Thanos thing, but that would be a whack thing. The mouse is smart. They're really smart.
I think they're very emotional. I think they're very like, this is going bad, cut it. What happened to James Gunn? Oh my God, cut it. Oh my God, bring him back.
Yeah, and I don't think they want to pull a James Gunn.
Exactly.
That's why they're waiting.
Well, we'll see what they do, but I do think it's smart what you're saying about like, it's gonna be a trial run. Loki's gonna be a trial run.
It's gonna be a trial run for him.
I didn't even know he was in it. I thought he was out.
Actually, you know what? I only believe he's in it for the fact that I think he's in one of the shots of the trailer and he was teasing it.
Okay.
So, and I didn't hear anything about them doing reshoots. So
yeah, that would. Yeah, I mean, he's got to be in it, right?
100%, dude.
At least he's gonna be in it to finish the last scene of season 1, right?
Correct.
Like to be like there's a 4th one or whatever. My voice. Like last week on Loki or last season, and then like picking up right there, because they were like in the room where the dimensions were breaking or whatever.
Because how do you feel? Wow, this is a super sensitive topic, but Ezra Miller, for example, for The Flash, super sensitive topic. Same with
sensitive topic. Yeah. Again, me being kind of this person, if you just
believe in forgiveness,
that's fine. Like, I really loved his performance. Separating performer from who he is as a person, which is
correct.
Sometimes the best thing to do. But if I'm looking at it like that, I loved his performance as the Flash. I realistically don't think they will bring him back in.
They won't.
I would love it if WB or whoever, or if just him himself goes into like a rehab thing, and then I think it would be smart if you announced it, like, hey guys, I've been bad, I've done mistakes, I'm gonna go into work on myself. And then, cause look at what happened to Robert Downey Jr.
100%.
That's my biggest example. Like, that homie did bad mistakes, horrible mistakes. The problem is a lot of his mistakes weren't caught on camera,
and they weren't. I don't think they were affecting other people. I don't know.
I don't know a lot about it either. I think he was just doing a bunch of drugs, but again, mistakes, little things, whatever. But then he was able to come back.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, I would love that for any person, but I really enjoyed Ezra Miller's performance. Yeah. I think that movie, I liked that movie. I would go as far as say I loved that movie, but because I separated all of it. I know separated horrible things, whatever. And that's like, you're right, it's a sensitive subject, but I like the movie a lot.
You know what's funny, dude? Everyone out there always like puts a bad word on Ezra Miller, and I think we're like the only people that obviously are not praising him, but just acknowledging his work, I guess, you know?
Yeah. So Ezra Miller, if you want to be on the podcast.
Oh my God, that fool. He'd beat us up here. Just kidding. No. That he's been quiet, but what I found surprising is that he was there at the premiere of the movie.
Had some like lady like right behind him the whole time, who would like tap him on the shoulder and be like, "Okay, you're done."
Yeah,
we're talking. It's I don't know.
It's a position he's in, but I mean, it doesn't. I guess it does go hand in hand because Jonathan Majors had accusations of domestic violence.
The thing about him is like nothing has been proven.
Exactly.
But the horrible thing about it is like he could get away with, even if he did it, there's a chance that he could get away with it.
Yeah.
Even if he didn't do it, there's a chance that he could get like framed for it.
Yep. So it's a tough position, bro.
And it's crazy. That's why like I think it's smart like what Henry Cavill does, because he says like he doesn't interact with like people in any way that's like could even look bad or whatever, you know.
Interesting.
And it's just like it sucks, but when you're in that type place and you're in that type of role and that type of spotlight like that, I think those are some of the sacrifices that have to be taken up.
And it happens to a lot of people, especially at that spotlight moment, which is something that kind of terrifying. That's why I think Tom Holland's trying to get out of like the Hollywood business and stuff like that.
Because Jonathan Majors, he was like on top way, bro.
On like to rise to top.
He had like Creed. He had not a Top Gun movie. He had like a similar movie. Like there was like airplanes in it. It was like an army movie. He had obviously Quantum Mania. He had
that's huge. Yeah.
He was in a show that I liked. It was a H.P. Lovecraft show.
Never heard of that.
Yeah, it's from the board game I like, Mansions of Madness.
Oh, okay.
He was in that show along with the girl who plays Black Canary in Birds of Prey.
That sounds familiar now, but interesting. Yeah, like it's so sad to see. You know, he was legit rising and fell. But I hope, you know, I love not only a good comeback story, but I love a good story of forgiveness and, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Redemption, a good redemption story. Yeah. So that's pretty much
what happens, I guess.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited for Loki season 2 though. Secret Invasion was a huge disappointment.
Haven't seen it.
I know.
I heard about it.
Huge disappointment. I'll say this, like me and my roommate, we were watching it for like a long time, and every Wednesday we were like, oh, let's watch it. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. We watched it, and a couple episodes in, I was like, okay, this looks okay, but nothing like, you know, like WandaVision, nothing like Loki.
Yeah, Secret Invasion was the last one that I was really excited for.
Yeah.
And
yeah, dude, and like Nick Fury, I think he did a great job acting.
It's crazy to think you have stars like Samuel L. Jackson, like Emilia Clarke. I don't know the girl from Game of Thrones.
She's in it.
You have a bunch of and like the show's like the lowest rated show of Marvel ever. Mm-hmm. But I mean, obviously, like there's like an issue with that they're just putting up quantity over quality for sure.
Yeah,
right now.
And what's his name? Kevin Feige. He already said like, oh, we're gonna focus more on quality over quantity because they threw us so many.
Bob Iger did.
The Disney CEO. Yeah,
he said it.
I did not know that. See, there you go. But yeah,
about Star Wars said about everything.
That's good.
One of the things I actually found out about recently is that one of the reasons a lot of these shows and of these movies are doing bad is because they're trying to pop them off so quickly. Mm-hmm. Something I just learned recently is that they have things that are planned out, like action scenes, because they're already editing them before they're even out. Mm-hmm. So they're like, hey, there has to be like a big car crash. So you have to ride around to make there be a huge car crash, even if it doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to do this. Like that's what happened to Black Widow movie. That's why the ending looks kind of weird. And choppy. It doesn't really make sense. But it's because they had already started working on that.
Yeah. So a lot of people are, for example, for like the writer's strike and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. A lot of like the VFX artists have came out with that too. So talking about how there's like a big deadline where they can't make things look good, so they sacrifice quality over the time that they have. So I think that's really interesting, man, because some of these projects haven't been looking so good.
No, it's really sad, bro. Like,
have you seen that picture with Emilia Clarke with the muscle?
Which is weird. Why does she have his tattoos?
Do you want to know? Then do you want me to just tell you?
Do you know?
Yeah, I watched the show.
Yeah, well, I know why she gets the powers. Like, yeah, it's the scroll formula.
Yeah,
scroll.
It's super.
But why does she have his tattoos?
Well, she morphs into him, type of thing.
Into him or to his powers?
Into like him, I guess.
I was like, what is
dude, it was at one point she had like the arm of at one point the dude, I forgot his name. He did a good job acting. I'll give him that. He had like Hulk's arm and like on the other Groot's arm on the other hand.
Was it cool though? Like, was that moment cool?
Dude, I think I don't know, from like a VFX standpoint, if like a YouTuber would do that, awesome. Great, good for you. You nailed it. And like our standpoint, it's kind of like a slap in the face.
Why?
It just felt kind of like
whack.
Yeah, like, oh, okay, Drax is no one now. Oh, okay, Hulk, this guy.
Oh, okay. But I mean, that moment, like when that happened, were you like, again, I was saying, were you like, dude, that's pretty cool? Like, oh, all right.
It was more whack than cool.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's interesting though, because like I would imagine, like, dude, it sounds so good on paper.
Yeah,
dude,
super cool.
They all have the powers, and they're all fight. Like, oh no, well, 2 of them have the powers of like almost everyone, and they're all fighting each other.
Yeah,
awesome. But no,
it's crazy, man. It really is like Marvel was the Star Wars of our time. Marvel, and it's like, is it dead? Question mark.
Yeah.
Is there still? I mean, obviously, I think there's still hope, but like, I don't know. I think we've been talking about the Marvel TV shows. I've watched like 5
of them
of those shows. I think I had to actually Google it. I forgot that one of them was in there. I was like, oh,
which one? Oh,
Moon Knight. I was like,
yeah,
totally forgot about Moon Knight.
A lot of people hated on Moon Knight. I
enjoyed Moon Knight.
Yeah, I liked it.
I think it's a good. I thought it was good.
Probably my top 4.
Yeah. Do you have a top 5?
I think I could rank them if I remember all of them, but
okay.
My top,
because you've seen all of them.
Yeah, my top 3 or my top 2 change all the time. It's between Loki and WandaVision. A lot of people kind of hate on WandaVision too, but I loved it, dude. I think it's probably I would put WandaVision over Loki.
Okay.
That's a personal take, and that's just for like, and I'm not gonna say it was because of the theories, because of like all the videos that came out because of it. It's just the aesthetic, the not knowing what's gonna happen next. I guess that's the same thing with like Secret Invasion, but like the storyline is just very beautiful, man. And I don't think any other TV show like this one made me cry.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah.
Super emotional. Great, not a great lesson at the end, but like just great overall.
No, there is a great lesson at the end. Letting go of things that you just can't have, man.
That's beautiful. Do you want to get deep right now?
Yeah, bro.
You want to get deep? And Loki, dude. I want to talk to you about something after you watch Across the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
Because it's kind of like not a big spoiler, but it has to do with like Christianity and Across the Spider-Verse.
Cool.
It is really cool. And
I haven't seen it Across the Spider-Verse.
I won't tell you, but you've heard. This is something else.
Well, all I've heard is.
What is that? What? The sound effect?
The bad guy.
Oh my god.
So like, I don't know. Not even. Okay, I don't know.
No, but there's well, actually, we can touch on it real quick.
Okay. Canon events.
Yeah, canon events. So this is it. I don't even know if we could actually go into it on the next episode.
Yeah, because I want to watch it.
Exactly. Yeah. We'll go in on the next episode. We're gonna watch it soon. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna release it. So ranking TV shows.
Ranking
Loki, WandaVision. Oh, WandaVision, Loki.
Ranking your Marvel TV shows.
Yeah, WandaVision, Loki.
Okay.
After that, I'm gonna have to give it to Moon Knight. It's really high up there, but I really liked Oscar Isaac's performance.
It was really good.
And the only thing that's a downside on that TV show is the last last episode.
Yeah, I mean,
is like my biggest downside, but I was still excited watching every episode, figuring out what was going on. Just super cool. The use of music, I loved it. On 4th, I'm gonna have to give it to Hawkeye.
Wait. So first, WandaVision, Loki,
Moon Knight.
4th,
Hawkeye. I enjoyed Hawkeye a lot. It was really good. We can talk about Kingpin in another episode. The integration of Kingpin. He looked the part. I did not like his part though. Okay.
I'll talk about it in mine, but I haven't seen Daredevil still. Netflix.
Okay.
I enjoyed Kingpin. because but I haven't seen them over here.
Yeah, it's a different it's a different take, and obviously you know that, and we'll go on to it as the list goes. I'm gonna just keep going real quick. So after that, Hawkeye. After that, Falcon and Winter Soldier. I liked it, but it's just kind of forgettable, I guess.
Yeah.
Nothing really key moments, at least that I know of. You know that like I'm like, oh this. Oh,
I still think Bucky should have had the shield.
I still agree. Bucky should have had the shield, but that's neither here nor there.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. I'm trying to think of shows, but which ones am I missing? Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel, She-Hulk,
and Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion.
Those are the three, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Those are the three. These last three are so hard to juggle around. You know what? I'm gonna have to give it to Miss Marvel as my next one. What is that? Sixth place. It was fun, enjoyable. I love the VFX in it. Like there's like doodles that happen around as she walks around.
That's cool.
That's very creative.
Go ahead.
The story is slow though, in my opinion.
I also think it's cool because that's the first one that has like a huge like Avengers cameo, right? Like at the end, like
Captain Marvel, yeah.
I think it's cool because that, like, I remember at the end of WandaVision, everybody wanted like Doctor Strange to show up. He never showed up, stuff like that. So I think to its merit, there's that.
There is that. That is really cool. That's a good point. And actually, I think it's the #1 rated TV show on Rotten Tomatoes.
I still haven't seen it
for Marvel, for the MCU. But yeah, Miss Marvel.
Okay.
I like her as Miss Marvel. You know, it's enjoyable. The story was okay, and I always like a good high school story, but whatever. There was that one. After that, dude, Secret Invasion or She-Hulk. I'm gonna have to say She-Hulk. Jennifer, I forgot the name of the actress. It's something Jennifer, or the character actually. She did a great job. I wasn't a big fan of the script, and then I hated the integration of Daredevil into it.
Yeah.
I just, come on, man. Like, you can't be having Daredevil looking like this. Of course, he's like a comedic guy, but you can't have him looking like this. It was cool. I did not like the ending at all. Abomination was an abomination. And it was just like, for me, it just didn't hit. It probably wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And then at last place, I think the one that was probably the most forgettable one, like, just the story was all over the place. Not really good. It's probably going to be Secret Invasion.
Which is crazy because that one should have been the best one.
That one could have been so good, dude.
Should have. I don't know why. Even with the fact that, okay, you're not going to bring in all the Avengers and be like, oh, who is?
Yeah.
It could have been so good, bro.
The mystery factor could have been played so well. They could have done it way better.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
I really want you to watch it though. It's such an easy watch, short episodes. It's only like 6-7 episodes.
Okay, I probably will. I mean, I probably won't, to be honest.
Just watch it.
Unless the fans want to. What? Oh, if we get 1 million likes.
Oh my god! First episode.
No. Well, I have a list, but my list is like short because I've only seen like 5.
Yeah, it's top 5 though.
Okay, #1 is WandaVision. WandaVision. I loved it. I think it. They should have followed the formula of a contained story that matters and in some way impacts the character. Right?
Yeah, and has a purpose.
And I think it was great. I think the mystery factor, what's going on, Quicksilver showing up, like all of these things were like, dude, amazing. It does help that it came out during COVID time and it was like
everyone was
watching else, and it was like the first Marvel thing we were watching. But I still think great acted. It was, dude, do you remember the first episode? The dude starts like coughing.
The black and white. Yeah, and that was creepy.
And you're like, what the
is going on?
Nothing had happened that whole episode until that. And you're like, what?
And then in the second episode where he's like, whatever, Ultron. What's his name? Vision. He's like, I don't think we're supposed to be. And then it cuts and it goes back. I thought, well, like, yo, what's going on with our TV?
Yeah. So WandaVision for sure. I loved it. It advances the story, even though freaking Multiverse of Madness kind of rewinded it a lot. Because it essentially has the same story arc for her, where you got to learn to let go of what you can't have. But I think for her, in a contained way, that's a beautiful story. Her acting in the last scene when she lets it go, everything really cool, really dope. I thought it was awesome. #2, Hawkeye. I really liked Hawkeye. I thought it was cool because, one, Hawkeye feels like Hawkeye. Like, it's not like, you know,
that's a good point.
Like They don't do him dirty. Like, yeah, he's getting older, but he's still doing it.
I love the fact that he was like, dude, I'm getting old. Like, I can't be doing this, but he's still moving forward. I love a good broken character.
I also think it's one of the few, like, really well done integrations of someone that's new, that's going to be probably the new Avenger, stuff like that. And then she's like Spider-Gwen or whatever. Mm-hmm. So, like, that's cool too, I guess. But I liked her character. I liked the action scenes were okay. It was cool. I thought it was a very cool thing. I like that they integrated Black Widow's sister as well.
I forgot about her.
I thought it was a really cool show, well contained. I think to make it perfect, Spider-Man should have showed up at the end, just swinging by because he ends up in
that same arena, in the end place.
Then number 3, I'm putting Moon Knight, bro.
Yeah,
I'm putting Moon Knight because I was hoping for more personalities, but I think his acting was just super cool when he was going in and out of them. It was like really like, oh dang, like he can really do this acting chops.
Great introduction to him.
Great introduction to him. I also really loved the Mummy movie in general. So that kind of had the same vibes, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I like what's going on here. Mm-hmm. It was cool. I enjoyed it. And then I'm ending it with Loki. I thought it was great acting, great visuals. Wow. I think I connected more with Hawkeye or with Hawkeye just because, and the other one's just because of the family aspect of it. Hawkeye. I don't know. But,
like he just wanted to go back to Christmas with his family.
Yep.
Which was beautiful.
I connected with that. But those are my top 4. I started watching She-Hulk. Did not finish it. I started watching the Bucky and
Winter Soldier.
One. I was so hyped for that one. Did not finish it. Did not like it. And that's where I'm at, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a question for you. Do you think it'll get to the point where people will just not even watch them and it won't even matter?
No, I think people will still watch it, at least like the loyal fans. But I think like shows like WandaVision and shows like Loki, even those were like enjoyable for everyone, where the point where they were watching those. But for example, like Loki season 2, I feel like this one will do low on like views and stuff like that for many reasons. Like the Jonathan Majors thing and the Secret Invasion was a flop. So
I think Loki will do good. I think, I hope they take a step back from all of it, though. Mm-hmm. I think it's too much. It's definitely too much. And it's sad because I used to be the type of guy who I would watch every movie,
every content,
every Easter egg video, and watch it. And now I'm just like, cool, man.
Yeah, whatever happens, shows up.
Freaking Captain Marvel is like switching bodies with the girl, I guess.
Yeah, which the next Miss Marvel movie comes out in like a month or 2.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Be interesting to see how that
Captain Marvel? No, Miss Marvels. The Marvels.
Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see. We're gonna have to talk about that for sure when it comes out.
Yeah,
because it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, interesting list. I'm surprised you had Loki at the end. Usually everyone has Loki on number 1.
Yeah, I like Loki, but
again, you connected more to the other ones, and that's totally fine. That's one thing that I really want to bring into like the podcast as well, which is like, we're gonna have different opinions, but that's totally fine, dude. If we enjoy something and the viewers don't enjoy something, that's totally fine. We're very different. We're very different, but as long as you guys enjoy it, that's what we want to bring to the table. Yeah, dude. But dude, next episode is gonna be lit. I want to talk about Talk to Me. I'm gonna talk about Blue Beetle comes out next week.
I'm watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles tomorrow.
Yeah, that's super cool. We'll talk about that and how it compares to Across the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, all that animation. I'm super excited for you to watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm excited too. My son Clark.
That's awesome, dude.
Shout out
to Clark. Clark, come through, Clark. But yeah, dude, how'd you feel first episode?
I feel good, man. I do think we it feels very natural. At first, it was kind of but it just starts being natural, and we just start talking about topics.
Yeah,
it's cool. I think it's fun.
I
hope people can find it entertaining.
You know what's funny, dude? An hour never felt this short in my life because I'm like, dude, we only expanded onto like certain topics.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited.
We talked a lot about horror movies.
We talked so much. We didn't have planned to talk about horror movies. But I'm glad we did because that's one of my favorite genres. But yeah, dude, I think it was really great. I'm super excited for like the future episodes. We want to include guests later on. It's not going to be like a common thing, but guests, if anyone is interested in being a guest, let us know. Only if you're cool.
Cool. Right in.
Yeah, and I'm really excited to bring that. But dude, any last notes for anyone watching?
Hopefully you guys find this entertaining and
I'm really excited for the future. What I want to do in later episodes is like short film recommendation of the podcast.
Okay.
And we'll integrate that. But for our first episode, short film recommendation of this episode is gonna have to be. I'm thinking of two. Either the Pop-Tart.
Go YouTube the Pop-Tart right now.
Or actually, I don't even think The Fall is on YouTube anymore, which is a short film I made.
We should do a commentary on the Pop-Tart, like director's commentary on the Pop-Tart.
That would be really cool, actually, because I wanted to do that with Pablo. I don't even think he got back to me on that, but we should definitely. Oh, not on the Pop-Tart. I was talking about The Fall. Sorry, with Pablo. Yeah, but the Pop-Tart, we should definitely do a director's commentary, and we have a bunch of BTS for that. But yeah, short film recommendation of the week. You know what? The Pop-Tart. Watch it. It'll be on YouTube. We made it years ago. Yes. And with that, yeah, we're gonna end it, dude. Stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe. I don't like telling people to subscribe, but since it's our first episode, stay tuned. We're definitely gonna be doing these often, at least once a week. That's gonna be our goal. Yeah. Stay in touch. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. And I'm going to say that's going to be the end of our episode.
For sure. God bless you guys.
God bless. Bye, guys.